The tears of one of the lucky ones.
I'm so lucky to be alive. I went down the canyon into a creek. It came over me and I thought I was going to die.
Matthew Strasberg returns home after being caught in the fire. He survived. Dozens didn't.
Oh, that's just a horrific way to die.
It's the same all throughout Paradise. House after house, street after street. A whole town destroyed. The fire burning through more than 100,000 acres. For residents returning here, the thought of what next is almost overwhelming. The cleanup alone will take months. And then it's the prospects of how and even if they rebuild. In Southern California, the worst case scenario for already exhausted firefighters. Ferocious dry winds of 80 kilometres an hour roaring in and whipping up more flames. 250,000 people remain under evacuation orders, including the entire city of Malibu. Some have gone back to see what's left. Actor Jared Butler tweeting this image, only the frames still standing. And amid the devastation, a political firestorm after Donald Trump blamed the emergency on California's forest mismanagement. The state fire authority says the president's comments are ill-informed, ill-timed, and demeaning to those suffering as the fires continue to burn. In Paradise, California, Charles Croucher, NBN News.
A quick shopping trip turned to disaster for a woman in the Chinese city of Lanzhou. The footpath collapsed under her feet and she plunged underground. Other pedestrians were stunned at first, then pulled her to safety. Her handbag with her shopping money was not recovered.
Small business owners across Australia claim they've been left out of pocket over an in-store promotional scheme gone wrong. The Small Business Ombudsman says it's the biggest case she's ever experienced.
The offer from Viewable Media seemed compelling for neighbourhood businesses that signed up.
Basically a deal where we were going to get a screen in shop, and it wasn't going to, basically wasn't going to cost us anything to run.
A 3-year deal where you paid $15,500 for a screen that played ads from businesses in your area. You got the same amount of cash back for playing those ads.
They promised us that it wasn't going to cost us a cent. We weren't going to be out of pocket.
The deal these shopkeepers were sold was pretty simple. Pay $433 a month for the screen and receive $433 a month in the advertising. But the advertising business collapsed, which meant the shopkeepers were caught hook, line and sinker.
The company that wants to take our money took the money, and the company that's meant to pay us wasn't paying us.
When the ad company, the Shoppers Network, cancelled its agreement, the money stopped flowing to those family businesses. It caused hundreds of complaints.
Well, this is the biggest investigation of complaints that we've ever had.
Adding salt to the wound, 9 News discovered the directors of Viewable, which sells the screens, and the Shoppers Network, which was supposed to pay the ad money, are the same.
I'd think twice or 3 times or 4 times before signing any contracts.
The key director is David Reid, who confirmed he was a director of both companies. He denied any contracts had been breached, but told 9 News Viewable is not selling any more screens in Australia, and says he's confident of confirming a new media partner by the end of the month. Reid also told 9 News that Brad Cooper was a consultant of Viewable. Cooper served 5 years jail for bribery and making false statements relating to the collapse of the HIH Insurance Group. A spokesman for Cooper confirmed he was a consultant for 6 months, but was never a director or shareholder, nor had any say in the running of the company. In the meantime, the small businesses are still paying for a system that's not working.
Very expensive television, that one.
I could go on a nice holiday with that 10 grand, but I'll be stuck paying it for, paying it off.
Ross Greenwood, NBN News.
It promises to give people choice and control over their futures. But as the National Disability Insurance Scheme rollout continues, so too do stories of frustration and disappointment. While life-changing for many participants, there are growing concerns over the planning process and lengthy delays in communicating with decision-makers. Tonight, we highlight the struggles of one Newcastle family as it fights for its son. In some ways, the Fishers is a typically busy household with 2 young, energetic children. But this family faces extra pressures, supporting 7-year-old Alex, who has a rare genetic condition. He has a significant developmental delay and intellectual disability, severe communication disorder, autistic traits, as well as some physical issues.
He is quite a handful for us, but he is an absolutely happy little boy that is just full of life and is just invigorating for everybody who comes into contact with him.
More! Good boy! Alex requires assistance in every aspect of his life, and the NDIS plays an important role.
Down again. Good boy. Whose turn is it now? Is it now? Is it Penny's turn? The NDIS is basically about choice and control, and we actually are absolutely firmly behind that and believe it's a great thing.
The family came on board with the NDIS soon after its launch in 2013, but this year has battled to have its needs met. Alex's plan falling short on requests for extra support in the home, in after-school care and for community access.
And they make a decision and basically lock it in, and for us they locked it in without us getting any chance to review it. It just went live, and we basically said, look, this is manifestly inadequate.
We were told really as parents you're meant to be doing these sorts of things, but what they didn't seem to understand was how much additional you have to do as a parent when you have a child with high-level additional needs, how one-on-one that is, and how much families become really burnt out, I think, mentally, physically and emotionally.
We would come across families pretty much every day who are, perhaps contacting us to say, I've just been for my plan review and this is what's happened.
First Chance supports children and families across the Hunter.
They're upset, sometimes quite dreadfully upset about what's happened, and then they're frustrated.
The Fishers requested a review of Alex's plan. It took 9 months to be assessed.
Very, very stressful, very draining. I felt really depressed about it. There were often times that it really got me down and I felt I just can't keep doing it. One more turn.
We have a constant flow of people, not only weekly but daily, phoning, coming to the office, and we have seen an increase in the past 6 months. People are feeling crushed by it, and in some cases they give up.
Meryl Swanson says one of the issues is a shortage of planners.
We've seen a cap put on it, and we've said that if we're being given the honour of being elected, we're going to firstly remove that cap, and secondly we want planners to be trained properly. We're going to firstly remove that cap, and secondly we want planners to be trained properly.
When you can take the same information to 3 different planning meetings for the same family, for the same child, and you can come away with 3 very dramatically different outcomes, then there's a worry.
In the Fishers case, persistence has paid off with a positive outcome from Alex's review.
We're lucky now, 9 months down the track, we are being supported, and that's fabulous, and we can breathe and get on with the job that we need to do.
They're hoping for an easier time next review, while advocates push for a simpler, more responsive system for all.
I think the agency needs to have the capacity to be able to respond to families' concerns more quickly than they are currently doing, so that families have some certainty.
It is a good scheme that has been very poorly rolled out, and we need to get back to the initial intention of that scheme, where it is actually giving people that choice and control over their lives.
And the National Disability Insurance Agency, which administers the scheme, has responded to concerns raised in our story, saying there is no direction to reduce individual plan costs. It says if a participant thinks the decision's wrong, they're encouraged to contact their local office. And while it seeks to conduct reviews in as short a period as possible, it acknowledges this is an area it can improve. It also defends the skills and training of its staff. You can read the full statement on our website.
To finance, and the Australian share market closed higher today. Engineering and construction giant Lend-Lease ended the session at $13.35, a massive 23% drop over 2 days of trading. Among the other big movers, Elders is up 20% to $8.87, and Healthscope rose 30 cents after announcing it had received a takeover offer. To commodities, and gold is higher while oil is trading at $71 a barrel. And the Australian dollar is worth just over 72 US cents and close to 64 euro cents. A cloud of smoke and a trail of flame amid the green pastures of New Zealand has signalled a new player in the space business. It's the work of Rocket Lab, an independent company which builds its spacecraft in Auckland. Called the Electron, it delivered 6 small satellites into orbit, and the company has another flight scheduled for next month which will carry 10 satellites.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Time for sport now with Mitchell Hughes.
And Mitch, words of hope from the GOAT.
Yeah, Nathan Lyon's put a pretty optimistic spin on our cricket woes. Thanks, team. Coming up after the break, we can be heroes. Lions call to arms as Australia loses another series. And the Matildas out for revenge in Newcastle.
McFlurry! 30 days, 30 deals, only on the My Macca's app. Like a McFlurry or a chicken and cheese for only $1.50 each. Download it now and check today's exclusive deal.
Hipsters. Jack, you're even smarter with your money now. So take out APIA home insurance plus car insurance and you'll get 10% off both. It's time to switch to APIA.
Here's how in 4 steps you could get a greater home loan. Step 1, visit Greater Bank's website. They've done all the hard work for you, and this comparison can show you how much you can save if you're currently with a Big 4. Step 2, contact us online, over the phone or in branch. Step 3, we organise the time to meet you. Our mobile lenders work around your schedule. Then Step 4, save and enjoy. So step away from your Big 4 bank and step ahead on your home loan. Here's how. Visit Greater Bank.
Labor and Liberals spent $50 billion on the NBN, but $200 million on our farming families. When will we wake up when there is no Australian farmers left, when all our land is controlled overseas? Stop believing in the broken political system. If our political parties cared about Australians, they'd stop taking selfies with farmers and start providing food for Australian livestock and stop charging for water. Put Australia first. Make Australia great. Join the United Australia Party.
Authorised by James McDonald for the United Australia Party, Brisbane.
Homecoming is a safe space to reflect on your service and talk about where you see yourself in the years to come. Does anyone have any questions I can answer?
Get a look with our amazing Advent calendar gift pack filled with fabulous haircare products plus bonus special offers. Get yours free with purchases over $65 at price tag. Are you thinking al fresco and looking for something simple? Call HV Aluminium.
Are you looking for something stylish? Call HV Aluminium.
Or looking for ideas to design something stunning?
If you're thinking al fresco, call or visit HV Aluminium New Lantern. 1800 801 572.
Hipsters. Jack, you're even smarter with your money now. So take out APIA home insurance plus car insurance and you'll get 10% off both. It's time to switch to APIA.
New Nivea Cellular Hyaluron Filler. Its effective formula visibly plumps, fills and firms skin using powerful hyaluronic acid. For instant and long-lasting results, discover new Cellular Hyaluron Filler from Nivea.
A surprise delivery today from Nathan Lyon. He believes our cricketers' dismal 2018 could be the perfect launching pad to making themselves heroes again. At least the next generation will be given every chance with a state-of-the-art centre of excellence to be built in Sydney.
It looks like any Sydney suburban ground. Instead, it's the future of New South Wales cricket. The Sports Minister on hand.
Hang on.
To help announce a $50 million centre of excellence to be built at Silverwater.